What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick, and I hope you guys are doing well whenever you are checking out the latest video here. Today we have another fantastic TV-related video for you guys, and this one is directly inspired by my good buddy Mike over at Mike's Talks and Thoughts. If you are not already subscribed, definitely give his channel a subscription. It's linked in the description as always. And on his channel recently, he's been doing some TV series reviews where he takes a very popular show, gives a review of it, and then in each episode actually gives a recommendation for a show that is very similar in style or tone, or sometimes even a spin-off series to the show in question that he is reviewing, and recommends it to you guys to check out after you've seen that said show. And in some of the episodes, I really was inspired by this idea and wanted to expand off of it in my own way. So today I'm going to give you guys 5 TV recommendations for shows that I think are very underrated and underappreciated that I would recommend checking out if you like certain genres or certain other shows that fit that style. I'm not going to say that these shows are incredibly obscure, like, super underground shows that no one has ever seen, but they're definitely a lot less popular than some of your more mainstream offerings, because ultimately the goal of this video is to expand your guys' taste in TV while introducing you to some lesser known shows that are very, very entertaining. And I mean, let's be honest here, all you bozos could use a break from binging through Bob's Burgers, The Big Bang Theory, and Breaking Bad. Because believe me, we've all been there before. So without any more delays, let's jump into it here. 5 TV recommendations for you guys to check out. I hate to be that guy, but I fucking told y'all so. Back on November 23rd, 2021, well before anybody was talking about this series, on my podcast here on the channel, I called it that Abbott Elementary was going to be the show to save network comedies and ABC's lineup. And you know what? It did just that. Following the lives of the staff and teachers that work in an elementary school set in Philadelphia, the show quickly gained massive numbers across the board, fueled by great word of mouth and critical scores through the roof. The series that took inspiration from fan-favorite workplace comedies and award-winning mockumentaries became the hot new title of 2022 and earned its stripes from the very first episode. In fact, that's what's so interesting about this series compared to other shows like Parks and Rec or The Office, that both limped out of the gate with mediocre first seasons. Comparing that, Abbott Elementary knew exactly the tone it was going for from the very first minute. The lightning in a bottle chemistry that this cast has is fully on display here, with the standouts being Janelle James as the naive principal Ava Coleman, Tyler James Williams as the substitute teacher Gregory, and lead actress and creator Quinta Brunson, who used her previous experience at brands like BuzzFeed to make Abbott Elementary a viral smash online in meme culture and on Twitter threads. If you haven't seen it already, and working place mockumentaries are your go-to type of TV, it needs to go on your watch list immediately. What has to be the most underrated show on this list, The Fugitive from 2020, is the 4th iteration as part of the action franchise that began with the 1963 version before being turned into one of the greatest action films ever made in 1993, starring Han Solo himself. And while the 2000 version on CBS didn't gain much traction, the format still had tons of potential. And after 2 decades, streaming newcomer Quibi would take over the reins and commission a brand new show bearing the name that would debut in August of 2020. And as fate would have it, the world would be suffering from one of the deadliest, most heartbreaking diseases mankind has ever seen, with over 500,000 deaths in the US alone, and Quibi would bite the dust after just 8 months alongside all the shows they carried. Which means if you want to watch any of these programs now, you have to travel to some shadier parts of the internet, which is easy to do thanks to the sponsor of this video, Surfshark VPN. Okay, legitimately, that was actually a pretty smooth transition, and Adam Ragusa has nothing on my fucking ass. But could you imagine if I actually fucking sold out for 3,000 subscribers to fucking Surfshark VPN? Yeah, that would be something to see. Trust me though when I say tracking the fugitive down is worth it. The action in the series is great, and seeing as though every episode is shorter than the length of your cock, there is no filler here at all. It trims all the fat and gives you awesome energetic scenes that culminate to a fantastic finale. Binging it is the way to go, and watching it that way almost feels like a movie. In fact, the total runtime is only about 2 hours, one of the shortest shows ever made. The cast is stellar as well, with big names from shows such as The Good Place, It's Always Sunny, The Umbrella Academy, Narcos, CSI New York, and on top of all of that, veteran action star Kiefer Sutherland and Big Sky and Chicago PD alum Brian Garrity playing yet another evil, sinister villain in a way only Garrity can. If all you've heard about this show is the way Quibi's bottom fell out and the less than ideal critical reception, ignore that shit. This is top-tier action delivered in such an interesting way, and at the end of the day, it's only 2 hours of your time, so what have you got to lose? I don't think I've ever gotten a proper chance to talk about this series, aside from maybe a quick mention on the Every Show I've Seen tier list series here on the channel. But in my humble opinion, NCIS Los Angeles is one of the most overlooked shows on TV. It might seem counterintuitive to say that, considering it's been on for over 12 seasons now, but seriously, when do you ever hear people giving it its flowers? Part of the long-running NCIS franchise, the show set in LA.
Oh gee, thanks Captain Obvious.
Follows Special Agents Sam Hanna, played by LL Cool J, and G. Callan, played by Chris O'Donnell, undercover agents assigned to the Office of Special Projects, a special branch of the Naval Criminal Investigative Service that happens to stand for the initials of the series.
Would have never guessed.
They specialize in undercover assignments, and they're joined alongside Kenzie Bly, played by Daniela Rua, and Marty Deeks, played by Eric Christian Olsen, who act as the will they won't they element for the series, as well as the comic relief. And that's pretty much each episode, the team going on busting bad guys in a simple case of the week style episode structure. When I say this is a turn your brain off type of show, I mean it, y'all. You want something simple to distract you from the stresses and problems in your life, this is the show you turn to. Where else can you see the dude who wrote Milky Cereal in a car chase shootout with a Russian gangster? I'll tell you, that ain't something Breaking Bad has to offer. The fact that there isn't just one dedicated subreddit for this show, but 2 whole subreddits dedicated to this show, shows the absolute cult-like fandom Siberia has garnered in the last decade. The series is presented like a reality competition, where 16 people are to survive in the Siberian wilderness for 30 days, and whoever can wins a $500,000 cash prize. The campiness is very effective, as it's not quite clear as to what to expect out of this show. That is until the end of episode 1, which gives the first of many plot twists and raises superstition among the contestants that something isn't quite right. Along the way, themes of confusion, anger, terror, and hope are explored as the group bands together to figure out what the fuck is going on. It's to this day the only fully independently made TV series to air on a national network, NBC in this case, and that Blair Witch Project found footage tone is addictingly bingeable. Memorable characters to boot, and it free to watch on Tubi means that there's only one question to ask. What are y'all waiting for? Finally, here we end with another great comedy series, and this one comes to us from one of the most prolific TV creators of all time, Mr. Dan Schneider. Say what you will about the man, but you can't deny the dude's incredibly iconic lineup of shows for Nickelodeon. Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious, all three were childhood staples for many kids my age, and made us fall in love with teen sitcoms. But what I like about you seems to fall through the cracks way too often. Maybe it's because it wasn't on Nickelodeon, instead falling on the schedule for WB during their 2002 lineup. But also because at the time, Schneider only really had All That and The Amanda Show under his belt, and it was untested when it came to network TV. But the risk paid off, as in the right circles, What I Like About You is still looked upon as a great show for fans of the teen sitcom format. It has its fair share of more grown-up storylines and gags. The infamous condom joke springs to mind. But overall, it maintains that simple teen sitcom look and feel. The cast list doesn't hurt either, with All That and The Amanda Show star Amanda Bynes taking the lead role, alongside veteran actress Jenny Garth, who, fun fact, share a birthday with each other, as well as yours truly. The two play sisters, Holly and Val Tyler, who live with one another in New York City after their father relocates to Japan. And with that simple premise, the possibilities are endless. Well, at least there's 86 possibilities they could come up with. Supporting roles belonging to Wesley Jonathan as Holly's best friend Gary, and Simon Rex as Val's boyfriend Jeff, my personal favorite character of the show, are also tons of fun. All in all, another rock-solid show to add to your watch list if you haven't already checked it out. Oh, and the theme they use for Season 1 is one of the all-time best TV openings in the history of the medium, and if you don't think so, you must have been held back as a kid.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, definitely give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Be sure to check out Mike's channel. Once again, linked in the description there. He was the direct inspiration here, so got to give him some credit for giving me this idea. As well, if you have any other ideas for shows that you think were worth recommending to me to check out, then I would definitely love to know your thoughts in the comments there. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day and take care.